In progress.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm going to show you today about the DMIT report which gets generated just to have a glimpse of what's happening and what is it consisting about. Okay. So let me take you into the screen of the DMIT report where you'll be able to see the details. I hope you can see my screen. So here what you see exactly is the next gen parent, which is my company registered for doing the DMIT, right? And you would see here the different intelligences, how you're going to map it out. So DMIT, what does it stand for? It stands for Dermatoglyphics Multiple Intelligence Test, because this is basically done using the finger patterns of our hands, which is used to identify the multiple intelligence we have in our brain lobes. Okay. And now what does this 55 pages premium English report of DMIT consist of? Let me give you a quick glimpse. You will first in the index see all these details. Okay. So we're going to see how we have to interpret this report. This is given in one page. This also gives you the different brain lobes and the functions they are mapped to. What's the TFRC distribution for your child or yourself if you're doing it? TFRC is the total finger range which you have, and those ridges will tell you exactly how much is the potential you have and how many neurons are there in your brain. Then we would also understand the brain lobes and their function. We would understand the relationship of your brain to your hands. How does it map it out? There are 5 brain lobes, and each of them, they have some functionality that is given in a quick detail in that page. You will then talk about multiple quotient distribution chart. There are 4 EQ, IQ, AQ, and CQ, the 4 multiple quotients which you have, what all are there and how it is going to impact you. Then we will have the acquiring method where you'll be identified what is your acquiring style, because there are 4 acquiring style each personality or each human being has. They will know which percentage is there so that you understand that when you acquire a knowledge, how do you acquire? Then you have the personality types, the disc assessment, which will be done. We will also learn the learning style of your child or yourself, whether you're a prominent visual, auditory, or kinesthetic learner, so that you can use that style to learn anything new. Lastly, you will have the 8 multiple intelligences thing. You will learn about the various intelligences which you have in your brain, what is the potential in each area, how that is mapped to various careers, how that is mapped to different extracurricular activities, and what is the thing which you are good at, God has gifted you already, and you need to just tap on it. All right. So let me just quickly again start here. I'll take you to certain pages which is important. So first you will see here the brain lobes and the functions. What is each of the brain mapped into? Right? You will see that you will have the left and the right brain. Each of the fingers pattern is mapped to one of the functionality of your brain. So there are intelligences like organization and management ability. You have creative ones, you have visual, you have logical. So each intelligence, how much is the potential that child or yourself have? So here you can see the maximum potential is 15% in organization and management ability. This child has naturally been gifted with this particular ability. You will also find which type of potential are you there, because there are various potential. If you are very low potential type G, then as the potential increases, your type also changes. And sometimes they say the highest potential is good, but I would recommend no. If you have too much of potential, that child can be hyperactive also. So excellent and very good and good is what we would generally look at giving the highest potential. Then we talk about the brains, left and right brain. Which of your brain is more dominant? Is it the left or the right? Because that decides whether you're a more creative person or a more logical person. Then we will go and talk about which are the different 5 lobes which you have. What is the percentage of that potential wise? And what does it contribute to you in various functions you conduct in your life? Thereon, we will go ahead and move into the various lobes and how do we do all those functionalities. Then I'm giving you a quick glimpse of multiple quotient, which I said we have emotional quotient, intelligent quotient, adversity, and creativity. In these 4 quotients, how much percentage of intelligence is given to that particular child so that you can tap on that while the person is interacting with different people, why they do that. This is a very important thing which you will assess is acquiring method. Is your child cognitive or is your child affective or reverse thinker or reflective thinker? This is very important to decide when a child is developing certain new habits or certain new values and system, which is the approach he will use. Here you see the child is maximum having 80% is affective, 10% reverse, and 10% reflective. That means most of his acquiring or learning new habits or value system will be through affective. So affective has got certain styles of characteristics. And here in this report, we talk about how it is going to be use in their learning style. So the parents can note it down. Then we talk about the personality behavior. You know already there's a DISC assessment, which is called, you have 4 personalities. Dow, okay, which is dominant. We have dominant, influential, steady, and compliant. So here you will come to know which personality are you belonging to. It is here in this case, you see the example, the primary personality of the child is Dow, and Dow stands for steady personality. So we'll talk about that various characteristics of a Dow or steady personality and what the child is going to behave like that and what a parent should do in order to encourage or motivate this child. Then we'll talk about the various learning styles. As I mentioned, the 3 learning styles which we have: visual, auditory, kinesthetic. How much is the percentage? Here you'll see this child is more 45% in auditory, but he has some lesser distribution in visual and kinesthetic, which means if you teach the child using auditory styles, which we will be recommending during our counseling session, then those things will be really imbibed well by the child. All right. So this is, we talk about which are the different things by which you can help them to learn. What are the ways or mechanism to use that? This is something which is given in detail. Learning techniques for each style. So if it's a visual learner, then what are the techniques? If it's auditory, then what? And kinesthetic is what. Then finally, we talk about the multiple intelligences thing, which Dr. Howard Gardner had come into. And this multiple intelligence, you will get your potential for each of your intelligence. Where do you stand? Which is the strongest one you have, so that you can tap into that for your child in order to motivate or develop that child and use that even for their career growth in the future. Well, some parents do tell, oh, that means my child is weak in certain areas, let's say naturalist, then I cannot do anything about it. No, absolutely not. If your child is, let's say 15, 16 or 17, 18 years old, then probably there are less chances of doing something about it. But if your child is just in the, adolescent age, like something around 7 to around 15 years, then there is a high potential. We can work on certain remedies to improve their other intelligence where they're weak also. So these are different things which is given in detail. Like you, for each of the intelligence, you will find what is the percentage, what is the skills involved, what are the preferences of the child has because of this intelligence they are good at, what is the way they like to learn, what are the careers we can help them with, and what are the examples of certain famous characters in this particular intelligence. All right, so this gives you the entire idea of multiple intelligence. And then finally, we will go to the extracurricular activities when the child is in school, or if you are doing an extracurricular activity, which are the activities based on your potential that you would really do best. In this case, you can see the highest potential is in instrumental music. So if you give the child instrumental music as one of the activity or their hobby, or you send them for coaching, they will do fantastically well there because it is their inborn potential. Like singing is there, okay, but not swimming and not horse riding. So probably they'll be more into this. So this is something which gives you an idea of which type of extracurricular you should send them so that they can do really well. Then comes the career options. Places where you have 5-star, definitely that is a must go because that is where the child will naturally do well if they pick up those things as their career. Wherever it is 2 or 3, we would not recommend that because even if the child goes for that particular career, he or she may have to struggle and put in a lot of effort. So definitely you should send them somewhere in those careers which is coming to them naturally. I hope this is making sense. And you're getting also, the last one is a career graph where you'll get the highest percentage where is their potential lying so that you can give some careers related to that. And then the final analysis summary so that you get a glimpse of what exactly your child is about and how you can help them. So I hope this is helpful, and I'm sure you will take the opportunity of grabbing this analysis to know more about yourself or your child. Thank you.